My name is Hanne. I'm the secretary at International People's College. I have worked here for almost 5 years. I'm married for 33 years. I have 2 grown-up children and 1 big dog. You don't know this about me, but I used to work as a policewoman in Copenhagen as far back as in 1984. But we were the first sort of generation of women who was allowed into the police force in Denmark. Before that it was only men. I also worked in some kind of an action group, heavy armed, dealing with like Hells Angels and bank robbers and so on. What we dealt with a lot in that period in the Danish police force was squatters, young people who protested and wanted to live in empty buildings, but those buildings were owned by somebody else, so they couldn't stay there forever. So once they the authorities needed to get these young people out of the house, they called the police. And that was us. So that was these action groups that they called to get those people out of the house. And that was not always the nicest thing, how that was done. We had guns and shields because they were throwing all kind of stuff at us, like toilets and stones and whatever they had in these abandoned houses. They took like windows, and it was pretty dangerous, but they needed them to get out. So we needed them to throw everything out so we could get in and get the young people out. So the owner could get back his house. A lot of policemen were actually hurt, and probably a lot of the young people also. I was there for 4 years, because then happened something else you don't know about me either, or maybe you know that, but I met the love of my life, and he took me around the world for 30 years. So we lived in 8 different countries before I came here to IPC. We started out in Liberia. It's a small country in West Africa, in 1988, and we stayed there. The first year there was a civil war going on that continued, very unlikely in Africa, for 17 years. But we had to leave because I was very pregnant, and at that stage they started to kill pregnant women and put them on stake. So I went out on the last plane for many years. Yeah, we traveled for 30 years. We were in Liberia, Sierra Leone, Romania, India, Nigeria twice, Istanbul and Dubai. My children were actually both born in Denmark, but produced, so to speak, elsewhere. One in Romania, one in Africa. And they have traveled with us all over the world. We have traveled with our home. I think that's very important, with all our belongings, dogs, cats, children, whatever. And that has been very important for us. And when I was in Dubai, I thought I want to go home. So I looked in the Danish newspapers online, and I saw this advert, and I thought it had my name on it, so I went for it. I think it's something to do with age. It has something to do also if you have children, where they are and so on. We were okay. I thought we would never go home until I was 50, 52. Then I could sort of feel there was something. I began to watch the Danish news and so on. And over some years, 2 or 3, 4 years, I told my husband, I have to go home now. I was called for an interview here. I was still in Dubai, and I lied to Jette and told her I was on vacation in Dubai. I lived there for 5 years. But then I really like IPC, and I thought this could be a good sort of end station for me, because I could really use all my international experience. So I'm very happy here.